Hello class, hello students. Pag-uusapan natin sa video lecture na ito ang IT delivery and support, specifically on service desk and problem management. So ito po ay lesson 4, part 1 ng ating lecture on auditing in the CIS environment. So hinati ko po para hindi ganun kahaba. Although let's see kung gaano kahaba itong ating part 1. Medyo mas mahaba kasi yung second part. So hinati ko na lang ito sa dalawa. Now, iikot yung ating discussion on service desk. But before that, meron tayong isa pang subtopic here na maiksi lang at after the service desk, yung incident and problem management. Okay, so yun yung mga pag-uusapan natin. And of course, i-insert natin ano naman yung mga audit consideration because of course, ang pinaka-discussion natin, di ba, is more of audit but on a computerized environment. Now, para saan ba ang service desk? Para saan ba itong problem management? Remember, sa isang previous lesson, we are talking about software development, software implementation. Now, this is more of the after the fact, no? After sales, kumbaga. Kasi syempre, once, let's say, yung isang organization nakapag-develop na ng isang computerized environment, ng isang information system, so either the purpose is for internal use or kaya naman, ginagamit ito para ibenta. But then, of course, kinakailangan ng mga service desk or ito yung mga help center. Okay? And what happens kung nagkaroon tayo ng mga problema, may mga ma-encounter tayo na issue after the implementation, kapag ginagamit na ito ng mga users. So, kaya nga, more of delivery and support ito. Okay? Of course, ang objective kasi natin, whether yung customer ay internal or external to the organization, dapat meron tayong customer satisfaction. Dapat satisfied. Kasi kahit naman tayo, di ba, sa mga gadgets na binibili natin, okay, pag gamit na gamit natin ito at maganda naman ang use nito sa atin, napapakinabangan natin ito, mas nagiging satisfied tayo. At uulit tayo na bumili ng gadget na yon or yung mga latest version. Let's say, if you are into iPhone, Apple products. So either mga latest na versions ng mga iPhone or kahit yung mga Mac So umuulit tayo sa pagbili nito pag may mga bagong updates or may mga bagong versions. So ganun din naman ito kapag information system ang pinag-uusapan natin. Para makapag-deliver tayo ng customer satisfaction at hindi lamang simple na customer satisfaction, kung hindi to the highest level, kinakailangan na meron tayong i-design na service desk. Okay, para merong kukontakin ang mga customers kung sakaling magkaroon sila ng problem sa information technology, Like for the hardware part, yung software, yung network, yung system, cabling, server and client environment, applications, and database. Okay, so lahat ng posible na maging issue in the coming years or in the coming days, in the coming periods, future periods. So, dapat merong magsiserve doon sa mga customer na yon para i-assist sila ano ang gagawin nila, papaano mag-troubleshoot or papaano ayusin yung mga na-encounter nila ng mga problems on IT. Actually, hindi lamang for troubleshooting, kung hindi, simple assistance kasi marami sa atin. Of course, tayo sinama ko na medyo nasa younger generation pa rin naman tayo. Pero usually on a corporate setup, ang mga gumagamit nito ay mga nasa may edad na. Yung ating mga kaedaran ng ating mga magulang or yung ating mga tita. So medyo hindi sila ganoon ka sanay gumamit ng mga bagong technology. So kinakailangan meron tayong mga help center or may mga service desk para i-assist sila. Okay, now, second, please follow me. Dito sa second check, Service desk, train users in order to deal with those problems, and if problems still occur, they already know how to handle it. Now, kung makikita ninyo sa ating illustration dito sa kanan, ang provide ng assistance sa mga customers, ay hindi lang sa pamamagitan ng service desk, kung hindi Okay? Para ma-minimize ang dami ng mga issues, yung dami ng mga tickets na i-raise, kinakailangan i-train natin yung mga gumagamit. Turuan natin sila beforehand para ma-minimize yung lapit, doon sa ating service desk. Kasi kung alam nila kung papaano yung gagawin nila, papaano i-navigate yung information system, of course, malilesen yung pagtatanong. So, kinakailangan nating i-train yung mga users. Kaya usually, when we are implementing mga information systems, meron yung mga user manuals or meron niyang ginagawang mga training. Okay, yung user training para naman maturuan ng mga technical people, yung mga users, yung mga process owners kung papaano nila gagawin, Papaano nila gagamitin yung information system. Para later on, pag may mga questions on the implementation, questions on how to do it, how does the system functions, dito pa lang sa user training ay na-address na. Okay? Now, in order to quickly resolve problems with information technology, problem management processes provide statistics identifying problem areas, trends, prioritizing issues, and monitoring compliance with service level agreements. Okay? So, ang pangatlo dito, pangatlong factor is yung problem management. Of course, let's say, syempre, we do the training for the users. And then, kung sakaling merong hindi alam, nire-raise ito sa service desk, okay? And then, pag medyo critical yung issue, we manage the issues, we manage the problems. Kaya, dikit-dikit po itong mga ito. And in such a way, we can provide good customer satisfaction. But not only good, but yung best na, pinaka-best, Best of the best. Okay? So, let's proceed sa susunod na slide. Pag-usapan natin yung training. Alam nyo kasi, although maganda, na meron kang initiative, inaaral mo kung paano ginagamit yung information system, and you ask for your colleagues' help, pero hindi yan yung pinaka-efficient na paraan para matutunan mo yung information system na bago. Kaya kinakailangan talaga ng mga organization na mag-invest sa training, sa user training. Kasi training is a major aspect in using IT effectively. Okay? We have the term here, effectively. And meron pa, of course, yung efficiency. Okay? A user who tries to learn on their own is 5 times, sabi dito 5 times longer to become productive with the software product. Okay, although maganda yan pero mas matagal. Self-training and asking help, okay, in your colleagues are not recommendable. Maganda yan you are taking initiative pero hindi po yan recommendable because of its inefficiency. And it may result in the loss of more than one individual's time that can also lead to inappropriate techniques. Lalong-lalo na kung ikaw ay nasa isang organization na medyo mabilis ang mga trabaho. Fast-paced yung environment. Nakakahiya naman na aabalahin mo yung iba mong mga katrabaho para lang magtanong papaano ito ginagawa. Kaya kinakailangan merong investment on the training. Adequate training, sapat hindi lang basta-basta na training na okay ngayong araw na ito aralin mo 'yan. O dapat merong formal na training methodology. Okay, para ma-assist yung mga users sa organization papaano ito gagawin. Okay? Self-training and asking colleagues help. Okay yung initiative pero in terms of efficiency and yung effectiveness hindi sabi dito at well, makikita nyo rin ito dito sa right side ng ating slide. Paliwanag ko na lang sa pamamagitan ng ating illustration here. As the environment becomes more complex and the applications become more complex, mas kinakailangan natin mas demand, dapat merong demand for training and end user support, para makapag-reduce tayo ng cost, ma-minimize natin yung gastos, ma-minimize natin yung mga pagkakamali at mga tanong. Okay? So, eto lang ang sinasabi dito. Now, sabi dito, meron akong highlight sa pangalawang paragraph. Some tutorials are excellent sources of trainings that are often ignored. I remember sa aming organization before hindi ko na lang sasabihin. Okay, auditing firm. So, they invest in e-learnings, no? Ito ay mga recorded na mga tutorials kung papaano, let's say, papaano gawin ang mga audit procedures, how to audit cash, how to audit receivables, how to audit inventory. And sometimes, yung ibang organization, tinuturuan ka, of course, let's say, sabihin na natin, sa isang private organization ka, gumagamit kayo ng SAP, or meron kayong, information system. Okay, HRIS, MIS man yan, or even accounting information system, may mga tutorials yan. At kahit sa ngayon, kahit nawala, i-search ninyo sa YouTube, o maraming mga tutorials dyan, So, tutorials are excellent sources of training na kadalasan ini-ignore natin, no? Organization should assess their user knowledge and give them some training from the expert. Okay, sabi dito, tutorial and trainings will not only reduce cost, but also a more consistent application of the product. Okay, so ang effect kasi nito, in the long run, mas makakatipid tayo ng mga resources. Mababawasan yung pagkakamali at nababawasan ang mga tanong. Ang sabi dito sa pangatlong paragraph, an effective training program reduces cost by 3 to 6 times because users make fewer mistakes and have fewer questions. Okay, so mas nagiging ang delivery, mas nagiging efficient, mas nagiging effective. So yun yung kagandahan ng may training. Eto especially sa mga bagong graduates, nakakatakot kaya na biglang sabak ka na lang nang hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin. At syempre, dahil bago ka lang, mahihiya ka magtanong sa mga katrabaho mo, lalong-lalo na kung ang mga katrabaho mo ay medyo matatanda na at busy sa kanilang ginagawa. 'Di ba? Imagine yung bago ka sa organization, mangangapa ka, nahihiya ka pa magtanong. So, I just want to emphasize the need for training. Now, pag-usapan natin ang service desk. Ang silbi ng service desk is to offer technical support para sa mga user communities. Okay? Ang service desk, it can be either centralized or decentralized. But dapat meron yung common tools and processes. Ang service desk, ang tinutulong nito sa user community is to handle problems such as the following, no? Or to address problems such as the following: call logs and route service requests, okay? Create work orders, dispatch and coordinate desk side support, install, move, add, and change support, document status and progress, update asset records, provide ownership to resolution, close problem tickets when resolved, and prepare standard monthly reports. Okay, so yun po ang ilan sa mga problems na hinahandle ng service desk. But eto lang tatandaan ninyo, para saan ang service desk? For technical support. Now, the service desk depends on the information system or kung ano man yung application na ginagamit. Pag mga technical yan, ang ating service desk are more of mga technical personnels talaga that handles technical issues. Okay? O lalong-lalo na kunwari we are employing cloud-based applications, no? Siyempre dahil cloud-based yan, web-based ito. So normally meron silang mga web-based na mga service desk para pwede natin silang kausapin, tawagan, or kaya naman may mga available na question and answers, mga frequently asked questions. Okay? Some service support groups with specialized knowledge include, ito yung mga iba't ibang klase ng mga service support groups because we treat the service desk as a support group, no? Kasi syempre sila yung tumutulong sa atin, support sa mga issues natin, sa mga problema, or simply sa mga katanungan natin. Customer service support for e-commerce applications. Maraming mga binibenta ngayon because yung ating commerce ay into electronic na platform na, no? Makaka-buy and sell na tayo using the internet, no? So syempre kinakailangan natin ng customer service support diyan. And user support for client hardware, system, and applications. User support for enterprise resource planning or yung ERP and proprietary applications. Internal technical support for hardware, system, telecom, and networking issues. Supplier technical support of proprietary hardware system and tools, and internal competency center with specialized knowledge for developing end user applications. So, it ranges, depende doon sa klase ng application. Is it for e-commerce? Okay? Or para saan ba yung mga internal na mga hardware system tool applications, no? Mga for networking issues ba kung may problema tayo sa telecommunication, for end user applications, at marami pa pong iba. Now, meron tayong tinatawag under service desk na support structures. Okay, makikita ninyo meron tayong hierarchy dito. And this is an example of a decentralized service desk. Kasi kung meron tayong service desk, yung centralized na help desk natin which provides for central support, pero meron yung mga supporting groups that assist them. Kasi syempre, halimbawa, meron tayong information center, no? Na tanungan ng lahat. Siyempre, may mga technical matters dyan na hindi nila ma-address. So, kung may mga pagkakataon na gano'n, i-relate nila ito, no? Ipapasa nila ito dun sa support group para malaman kung ano yung sagot at maibabalik doon sa mga customers. Okay, so mayroong mga specialized supporting groups to depend when central support needs help with other skills. Okay? May mga iba kasi na may mga business processes, no? May mga business partners na tinatawag para sila yung tanungan, puntahan na ng mga tanong. Instead na puntahan ko yung HR, puntahan ko yung IT, puntahan ko yung accounting, puntahan ko yung finance, puntahan ko yung operations, sales and marketing. So, nagkakaroon na ng mga business partners na pwede nilang tanungin kung kahit na ano. Pero kung sakaling hindi nila yon malaman or hindi nila alam kung anong isasagot, of course, i-communicate nila yon sa mga support groups. Meron din tayong tinatawag na outsourcing. Kasi uso na ito sa ngayon usually ginagawa ito para makapag-reduce ng cost, especially if hindi naman kayang i-manage ng organization or kulang yung investment para in-house na lang yung mga applications. So minsan, dahil ang kanilang mga information system ay outsourced din, o yung kanilang help desk ay outsourced din. Kasi ang mas makakasagot nito is yung saan ito nag-originate. Okay? So, outsourcing. To provide support to the e-commerce environment by outsourcing to third-party service providers for the benefit of trouble-free maintenance, quicker implementation time, productive use of system, and lower training cost. So, ina-outsource yung ating mga service desk. Okay, syempre, minsan nagiging practical tayo. Kung ang gusto mo lang gawin sa trabaho mo or sa iyong organization is kung ano yung core mo, no? Kung ano talaga ang, let's say, operations ka lang talaga. So, yung ibang mga processes, gusto mong i-outsource na lang ito para wala ka na masyadong poproblemahin. Okay? So, that's another thing that you can consider when we are talking of service desk. On knowledge management. Pagdating sa management, okay? Basahin ko lang knowledge management develops detailed knowledge of the hardware, systems, applications in an organization that is accessible by the users as well as the service support personnel. Okay, sa madaling salita, pag ikikwento ko ito sa inyo, maraming mga organizations, lalong-lalo na pag mga malalaking organization, yung nagsiset up ng knowledge database, no? To manage question and answers. Kagaya na makikita ninyo dito, screenshot ito ng Globe One na web application. Kung familiar kayo sa Globe, mga Globe users kayo, whether postpaid or prepaid, di ba? Kung mapapansin niyo, kung may mga issues kayo, let's say, meron kayong issue sa billing. Nagtataka kayo, bakit ang laki-laki ng billing ninyo, hindi naman dapat. So, wala ka na masyado halos ngayon, hindi ka na makakapag-usap directly sa mga hotline nila, sa kanilang mga call center agents. Kailangan mong pumunta sa, sa Globe One application. Ano ba ang inquiry mo? Ano bang issue mo? Let's say dati, nung pinaputol ko na yung aking postpaid, kasi hindi ko na masyado napapakinabangan. Imbis na kausapin ko na lang yung isang, staff nila, kausapin ko na lang yung isang support personnel nila, kailangan kong erase yung ticket, Ihanapin ko yung, let's say, puntahan ko yung help desk nila, ano bang concern ko? So, hahanapin ko, may mga questions na kasi doon. Let's say, dito, hindi ko lang alam kung malinaw ang inyong mata. If you have questions on what home prepaid Wi-Fi promos are available, dito, ito yung puntahan mo. How do I share our load, no? Ito ang puntahan mo. Ano yung mga prepaid promos? Kung meron kang question about doon, ito naman. Okay, what is Globe Online? How do I renew my postpaid plan? So on and so forth, no? Or if I have postpaid issues, prepaid, internet, network, rewards, no? General topics and entertainment or GCash related, no? You go to the specific question and answers, no? Kasi nandun yung question, andun din yung sagot. Of course kasi, para sa mga technical support, yung question mo kasi maaring natanong na yan before. So why not, instead of answering them every time that there is a question, why not compile a knowledge management database para kung merong panibagong inquiry, pupuntahan na lang nila yung knowledge base na yon para doon sila makakuha ng sagot. When we are talking of knowledge base, that is a collection of problems and solutions in a database. Okay, para matulungan yung mga users sa pamamagitan ng pag-access ng base na yon para malaman ang sagot sa kanilang mga katanungan. Kasi may mga frequently asked questions dyan. So it is more of a self-help instead of directly doon sa pakikipag-usap. Nagiging na lang for critical issues na lang yung ating mga actual na phone calls, pakikipag-usap sa ating mga call center agents. Okay? Or reporting. Of course, syempre, para ma-manage, makita kumusta, na-address ba ng mga service desk yung mga issues, o dapat merong reporting. This includes measurement of service desk performance and measurement of IT performance yung overall. Okay, so we have to assess. Kaya nga meron yung mga key performance indicators kasi that also determines yung kanilang mga bonus, no? Minsan, kapag mas madami kang na-address ng mga issues, mas mataas yung mga bonus mo kung meron silang mga ganoong compensation scheme. Okay? And of course, how does the service desk performance, fare with the other performance of the other IT departments or other IT functions, no? So, meron tayong ganitong klaseng reporting. Now, of course, dapat meron tayong metrics dyan, no? Yung mga base, paano natin ma-measure? Of course, it has to be measurable, no? We are talking of metrics kasi here. We are talking of reporting, so dapat quantifiable. So, dapat meron tayong metrics. Yung metrics, it measures the efficiency and effectiveness of the service desk. And it may include, for instance, yung number and types of calls, gaano kadami yung nasasagot ng mga tawag, no? Gaano katagal bago ma-answer yung tawag o yung mga inquiries. Ability to provide quality answers. Usually, after the end of your conversation, sasabihin sa'yo, pwede bang give me a few of your time para ma-assess mo ako kumusta yung aking kumusta kami in terms of addressing your issue. Natulungan ka ba namin? Okay, so may rating ito. Number of calls resolved. Gaano kadami yung mga gaano kadami yung tawag na naresolbahan. And the number of problems reopened. May mga problema ba na na-reopen initially na-address na ito pero biglang na-reopen, na-open na naman ito. Okay, so ito yung ilan sa mga metrics. Now, kinakailangan natin yung reporting to track the performance against agreed service level. Identify trends in service quality and prioritize problem areas for process improvement efforts. Okay, para mas ma-improve. We are talking of continuous improvement, di ba? So, kinakailangan natin ang reporting para meron tayong basis for improvement, for measurement. Okay? So, yan po Now, service desk reporting can include, as part of our reporting, ito yung mga maaring isama natin sa report, yung dami ng problema na nare-report, yung severity, gaano kalala yung problema, gaano katagal na naresolbahan ito, aging. When we are talking of aging, isipin nyo na lang yung mga aging of receivables natin, di ba? Kasi we are talking of gaano katagal ito nare-resolve. So, of course, meron tayong aging. 0 to 15 days or 15 to 30 days or 30 to 60. Depends doon sa sa aging report na pinoprovide. Other categorization that helps isolate problem areas. Okay, at marami pa pong iba. Kumbaga, Pag-usapan naman natin sa ngayon, ang tools. Ano naman yung tools? Of course, ito yung mga infrastructures, or yung mga kinakailangan, no? These are the software, system, and applications used to efficiently manage IT problems, which can be integrated with network performance, availability, security, and human resource information. Now, meron tayong tinatawag na self-hosting tools, no? Multi-tenant host. Pag sinabi natin multi-tenant host, yung application gives the customer a generic template. So, merong parang generic, basic template-driven product provided by the service customer. So, marami itong pwedeng matulungan, ma-assist ng mga users, no? Single tenant host. Individual customers own their own servers, database, and applications. Okay, single tenant. Isa lang. Samantalang pag web-based, ito yung, of course, we utilize the internet. Yung service desk or yung customer relationship management product, user agents must access the server and the customer data using a web browser and the internet, of course. Hindi lang sa standalone, kung hindi, no? Not a standalone PC resident application in a client-server environment. Okay, so ito yung iba't ibang klase ng mga tools natin when we are talking of service desk. Now, information system auditors, pag-usapan natin dito, how do we audit the service desk kung tayo naman sa side ng mga auditors. As IS auditors, no? Of course, kinakailangan na train tayo in several high-level languages. Although, etong auditor na ito, maaring hindi tayo ito. Of course, kasi kinakailangan natin, kung ikaw ay isang IS auditor, dapat highly technical ka, no? Marunong ka ng mga high-level languages para mas maintindihan mo yung application. Kasi, i-audit mo yung service desk. Of course, sometimes, lalong-lalo na sa mga malalaking organization, sophisticated yung service desk, complex yan. At syempre, that is also an application. Lalong-lalo na pag automated ito. So, may mga programming languages din yan, no? So, kinakailangan mo matuto ng mga business languages. Okay? Para mas maintindihan mo paano gumagana yung service desk application na nire-review mo, no? While processing the skills to develop applications for the auditing department. Sabi dito, auditing monitors the following service desk objects. Although, that is for information na lang, hindi na natin ito iisa-isahin. Ano ang DMN, ano ang Deacon objects, ano yung ISS, CHG, because this is more of a technical matter, no? But, tandaan ninyo, ito yung iba't ibang mga service desk objects na maaring i-monitor ng auditing, no? Data partitions, paano pinapartition? Okay, pinag-separate yung mga data. Issues, change orders, request, incidents, or problems, contacts and groups, and configuration items. So, ito yung ilan sa mga objects, service desk objects. Now, meron tayong tinatawag na COBOL, kung familiar kayo dito. And COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Languages. Katulad ng Focus, IDEA, ACL2, Java. Okay, mas familiar sa inyo ito, Java, C++, no? Unless ikaw ay IT guy, no, na bukod sa pagiging accounting student, ay meron kang technical knowledge, know-how sa ating mga programming languages. So, maaring familiar ka dito. So, mga COBOL na ito usually develop to speed development and lend flexibility of application to the audit tool. Magagamit kasi ito for auditing softwares, di ba? The relative ease of use of fourth generation languages o yung tinatawag natin na 4GLs, kagaya ng Java, Visual Basic, Mapper, and Focus, helps greatly decrease the amount of time needed to maintain and create an application. Yung mga 4GLs kasi, yung mga fourth generation languages, mas nagiging user-friendly ito, no? Hindi kinakailangan yung sobrang technical, no? Medyo maiintindihan mo siya kahit na beginner ka pa lang. Now, even the Microsoft Suite, MS Suite, like Word, Excel, Access, etc., can be a useful tool for extracting and retrieving data for trend analysis and statistics. So, lalong-lalo na sa Excel, makaka-relate kayo. Now, meron tayong tinatawag kasi na programming language and non-procedural language. Procedural language and non-procedural language. Pag procedural, Step by step kasi yan. It specifies how user request will be implemented. Samantalang, pag non-procedural, ang specification is ano yung kailangang i-accomplish. Sa procedural, no, kinakailangan mo ng technical expertise para maging successful yung application. Samantalang, pag non-procedural yung language, even little to no expertise can effectively use non-procedural language. So, you see, ang ating mga 4GLs, more of mga non-procedural language. Okay, now, another thing that you have to consider when we are developing audit in the service desk. Ito ang mga major characteristics of non-procedural languages. Pinag-uusapan natin ito, class, yung non-procedural languages. Ano ba ang characteristics nito? Oh, of course, non-procedural yung instructions, no? What is specified is ano yung kailangan i-accomplish. Hindi doon sa step-by-step process. Easily develop user proficiency. An online mode of or processing, no requisite knowledge of data formats. Hindi kinakailangan rapid modification of existing routines. So, ito yung mga major characteristics for your information. Okay. Oh, remember this one? Yung ating system development lifecycle going back sa lesson 3. Okay, SDLC. Now, we are talking of modified SDLC here. And a modified SDLC helps evaluate systems that were developed according to certain criteria and ensure that the user, yung management, and the service desk support staff will adhere to control review points. Kasi remember, meron tayo dito, let's say, application controls and change control. So, dapat yung user, yung management, and then the service desk na support should adhere to the control review points. And the following are some of the criteria for modified SDLC. Yung experience ng user, of course, criteria yan. Computer-generated code. Okay, eto halimbawa, tumawag kayo kay Globe or kay Smart or kay Sun. Or even yung mga service providers ng mga internet nyo. O pag tumawag kayo at may pinaparesolve kayo na issue, bibigyan kayo ng ticket. Yung ticket is a computer-generated code na mag-evidence na okay, eto nangyari ito. Nangyari itong pag-uusap na ito. Okay? O need for thorough testing, protection of applications, o need of source documentation, and need for formal modification request. Kaya meron niyang process na sinusunod yung ating mga service desk personnel. Okay? O papaano natin ino-audit? Kung tayo yung auditor, ito yung mga kinakailangan nating tandaan. O data integrity. Of course, yung accuracy. Okay? Accuracy and correctness, parang similar, synonymous sila, Kinakailangan tama, di ba? O valid. And currency of the data as its primary object is to protect the data against erroneous input from authorized users. Kasi maaring tama naman, authorized yung user, pero erroneous yung input, mali-mali. So this is a critical area if the service desk is outsourcing. Okay, naka-outsource yung service desk to an application service provider, Yung pagre-release ng customer information to such an entity must be controlled through contractual requirements with stiff remedies or penalties if data is compromised. Lalong-lalo na, tandaan ninyo, meron na tayong Data Privacy Act of 2012. Etong Data Privacy Act, ito ay Philippine, legislation. Batas ito sa Pilipinas, Yung nangangalaga sa, information, sa privacy of information. So, kinakailangan, ma-preserve yung integrity ng data. Another one is data security or yung data securing. This entails the protection of data against accidental or intentional. Of course, pag accident, hindi sinasadya. Pero pag intentional, merong motive, sinadya ito. Intentional disclosure to unauthorized persons as well as the prevention of unauthorized modifications and deletion of data. Data integrity kanina, ngayon naman data security. Dapat secured yung data, Of course kasi, syempre, nasi-share ang mga information. O paano natin ito masasabi na secured yung ating data? So, ang ilan sa mga tanong na maaring itanong ng isang auditor when reviewing the adequacy of data security controls are as follows. Sino ang responsible sa accuracy ng data? Sino ang permitted para mag-update ng data? Kasi minsan, obsolete na yung data, luma na. Let's say yung cellphone number, hindi na updated. So, sino ang permitted para mag-update ng data? Who is permitted to read and use the data? O sino yung permitted? Sino yung authorized na pwedeng tumingin, sumilip doon sa data? Kasi hindi naman lahat pwedeng tumingin dyan. May mga level of of authorization. Okay? So, kung ang authorization mo ay para doon sa particular set lang, hindi mo pwedeng tignan or basahin yung ibang data set, di ba? Who is responsible for determining who can read and update the data? Okay? Who controls the security of the data? Sino ang may control para masigurado na secure yung data na yan? If the service desk is outsourced, ano yung mga security controls and protection mechanism, no? Para ma-secure yung at maprotektahan yung data. Contractually, ano yung mga penalties or remedies na naka-in place para mapangalagaan yung tangible and intangible values of the information. Okay? So, ito yung ilan sa mga kinakailangang itanong ng auditor pag nire-review yung pagiging sapat ng data security. Okay? Meron din tayong tinatawag na physical security and recovery procedures. Of course, ito yung mga physical security. Let's say, meron tayong access identification and logon procedures. O di ba, pag maglalog ka ng computer, dapat hihingan ka ng username, user password. Okay? So may mga logon procedures tayo para ma-secure yung, let's say, physical site. Or syempre, physical security, may mga locks yan, di ba? Kasi hindi ka pwedeng makapasok doon. Maaring may biometric device na kinakailangan pa para lang makapasok ka doon at masigurado na ikaw ay authorized personnel. Okay? Pakibasa po nito, Basahin ko lang itong part ng auditor should work with personnel involved in contingency planning and security activities para ma-ensure na mayroong proper safeguards and procedures for the service desk, that are implemented. The auditor must assess the criticality of the data access in the service desk when drafting these procedures. Okay. Another one, computer resources. Ang computer resources, of course, kinakailangan natin ng mga system resources sa pagpo-process ng data, di ba? And information. So, kinakailangan yung auditor ma-determine gaano katagal or how much computer time is consumed for every application. And it may cause the auditor to recommend an alternative processing mode kung kinakailangan pag mayroon siyang makikitang mga inefficiencies. Yung efficiency rate of the service as a whole can be determined when it is compared with the rest of the IS organization. Okay? Yung computer resources, do we maximize the resources that are available? Department standards. When we are talking of standards, of course, ito yung mga pina-follow natin na parang mga rules and regulations, di ba? Yung best practices, ika nga, It is the auditor's responsibility to ensure that the standards and project controls used in the IS department are applied to the call center. Compatibility with organizational standards. Sensitivity to the needs of end users, clarity of written and oral notices, change control management for emergency and non-emergency conditions, and last, reporting and follow-up of any problems or anomalies. So of course, di ba, yung mga practices natin, yung mga ginagawa natin, it should be within the standards kung ano ang standard for that organization. So meron tayong nagiging benchmark. Are we compliant with the standards? Parang following the, manuals, Okay. Next, pag-usapan naman natin yung incident and problem management. Class, tapos na tayo dito sa service desk. Dito naman na tayo sa pangatlo, The problem management. Meron tayong dalawa, incident management and problem management. Ang difference niyan is that, okay, nandito kasi yan sa pinakababa, yung difference. It differs from the incident management in that, okay, ganito, Pag sinabi kasi natin na incident management, now we are talking here of ano yung impact ng incident o yung mga problem sa organization kung merong mga errors, Incident, mga pangyayari. Samantalang, pag problem management, it is the detection of the underlying cause of an incident. Ano yung dahilan? Bakit tayo nagkaroon ng problema? So, kung meron tayong biglang error sa IT infrastructure, that is an incident. Pero the problem is, what is the underlying cause? So when we are managing incident and problem, of course, usually they go hand in hand. Pag incident management, ang objective natin is to fix the operation as quickly as possible para ma-minimize yung impact ng errors. Lalong-lalo na kapag yung errors na ito, hindi lang yung impact nito sa operations, kung hindi, may financial impact din ito. So, dapat ma-minimize natin ito as early as possible. But, yung pagmamanage kasi ng problem ay hindi lamang doon sa top view, sa incident. Kung hindi, ano ba kasi naging sanhi niyan? So, ito naman yung problem management, So, it is used to report, log, correct, track, and resolve problems, So, yan po ang difference nilang dalawa. Now, ito yung mga kinakailangan nating tandaan sa incident and problem management. First, meron tayong roles and responsibilities. So, critical po ito sa problem management na siguraduhin na yung mga problema ay nare-report at na-execute sa mga tamang tao, sa mga tamang individual na merong capability para ma-resolve yung problem. Meron tayo ditong iba't ibang klase ng mga users or resolvers, kumbaga. The gatekeeper, the reporter, the change management, the site coordinator, and then the crisis coordinator. Pag gatekeeper, it coordinates the consolidated reporting, tracking, service interruptions, problem notifications, and escalations, and problem coordination and facilitation. Pag reporter naman, ayan, makikita ninyo dito. Hindi ko na po ito babasahin, So, paki-check na lang po nito sa inyong mga files or paki-pause nitong ating video. Okay? Remember lang, we have a gatekeeper, a reporter, the change management, the site coordinator, and then the crisis coordinator. So, may mga different roles and responsibilities yan. Parang sa organization, of course, magkakaiba yung responsibilidad ng staff, ng supervisory, ng management, at marami pa pong iba. Okay? Procedures and problem severity. Procedures muna. Sa problem management, may mga procedures yan, of course, na kinakailangan i-follow. And it should include, of course, sa audit perspective, dapat meron niyang audit trails for problems and their solutions. Dapat nakikita nila kung merong naging problema, nasaan. Para pagpasok ng auditing team, makikita nila, matitrace nila. Okay, nagkaroon ng issue before sa, noong buwan of June, on the month of June. Okay? Niraise namin, nabigyan namin sila ng ticket. Ito yung reference number, document 1234. So, dapat may audit trail. Pag ako yung auditor, titignan ko yung reports, titignan ko yung naging problem. Asaan yung document 1234? Ano ang problem? Na-resolve ba ito? Okay? Kasi hindi lamang yung problema, kung hindi, yung resolutions, yung solutions, kung sakali man. Doon ko din makikita gaano katagal na resolve ba ito para makita ko kung may mga lapses. Prioritization. May mga problems kasi na mas may priority as compared to the other issues na escalated. Escalation procedures, paano yung process ng pag-escalate ng mga problems. Incident reports, accessibility to configuration, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Procedures we have to follow, And of course, for the audit side, dapat meron niyang audit trail. Now, let's talk about problem severity. Gaano kalala yung problema? Gaano kaseryoso ito? Because a cost of settling issues must be weighed against the advantage. Okay? Yung gastos, sa pag-settle ng issue, kinakailangan na outweigh nito yung advantage. Baka sobrang laki ng gastos na natin dito, pero yung benefit hindi naman natin na-meet. A framework is expected to distinguish the seriousness o yung severity ng issue to guarantee the issues with the best effect are settled first. Okay, so meron tayong mga priority sa mga problema. Kasi pinag-uusapan din natin ito, yung impact, yung magnitude ng problem kapag hindi ito na-resolve agad. So kagaya dito, makikita ninyo, number of users impacted. Gaano kadami yung na-impact, Hindi ito yung demonyo, impacto, But how many users are affected, okay? As a percentage of the total users. Pangalawa, O yung critical nature of the application. Let's say financial ito, related, no? Online banking. O regulatory compliance issues. Of course, mabigat ito, no? Kasi maraming mga applications that or yung mga organizations na they have to comply with certain rules, regulations, compliance requirements, ano, with third-party organizations or the federal government or the government, no? Hindi naman tayo federal. O length of outage, gaano katagal? Dependency on system. Ito ba ay system dependent, no? Okay? So ito yung kinakailangan nating i-consider when we are prioritizing yung severity ng problem at yung impact nito. This one or another issues that we have to take note. Problem escalation, root cause analysis, service improvement programs and tools. Okay? Problem escalation. Hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon kinakailangang i-address ng service desk, ng help desk. Okay? Yung mga problema. May mga iba dyan talaga na hindi mariresolve at kailangang i-escalate. Okay? Pero papaano ba natin ito? Ma-escalate. Papaano yung process, no? So, few issues should be heightened because of the seriousness or unpredictability of the issue. Root cause analysis, no? For basic and serious issues, a full survey ought to be embraced to guarantee that the underlying driver has been perceived and fitting moderating activities taken. So, ang ibig lang nito sabihin, well, familiar naman kayo sa root cause analysis. We identify what is the root, no, of the problem. Ano yung cause ng problem. Okay? Para, of course, syempre, for decision making din for improvement. O service improvement programs and tools. Okay? O hindi ko na ito babasahin, medyo self-explanatory naman po ito. Okay? O next, problem reporting. We have to report the problem. Kasi di ba meron tayong incident management, may problem management. Of course, we have to report kumusta na yung status, no? So, problem reporting identifies and collects problems for both the technical and application system environment, no? It monitors the resolution of these problems in terms of initial and long-term response and reports on the impact the problem has had on the user community. Now, during the process, ito mga kailangan i-consider. A problem is identified and reported by a user. Okay, may na-identify na problem at na-report ito ng user. The report is recorded in a problem database. Okay? Technical personnel are consulted. So, tinawagan, if a problem requires immediate attention, in which case an emergency resolution may be applied. Of course, it's a case-to-case basis. Yung problem na assigned to the technical group that is responsible for its long-term resolution, lalong-lalo na kung medyo severe yung problem at hindi ma-resolve ito ng agaran, no? A cause of the problem is determined. Identify. We have to identify, of course, ano ba ang impact nito? Na-evaluate ba natin ito? A problem is resolved and documentation is restored in the problem database. Okay? So, kinakailangan from the start to finish, no? Kasama yan sa reporting. In handling, no? In managing incident and problems. Okay? So, that's the end of our first part ng ating lesson 4, on service desk and problem management. Now, I hope na intindihan ninyo ito, no? Para at least mas kumbaga magiging advantageous din ito on your part instead of just reading the instructional materials. Now, if you have any questions on this part 1, please let me know. You may comment down below or you may just message me sa ating or pwede nating gamitin yung ating Google Classroom for that matter. Okay? So maraming salamat I'll see you on part 2 of our lesson 4. Bye-bye.